So, multiple kicks. With multiple kicks, slightly different. The kick itself is the same as a standard single kick. The difference being is, when I throw my single kick, I still want to kick through the target and then come back to my base. I'm kicking with power. I'm aiming to kick through my target. So the power of the kick should rebound me back. The elasticity of my hip driving through should expand and push me back. Now, this is where it changes with the multiple kicks. So where I would normally throw a normal single kick, also I'm kicking through the target. When this kick is landed, that forward momentum of power going through pushes me back to my base. Now, what I don't want to do on multiple kicks when I'm hitting pads or whatever is stop on a pad. I still want to kick through. I still want this kicking through. The difference being now is, once I've landed it, I don't want to allow the momentum to pull me back. I don't know if you can, my back's facing, so I'll say that again. I don't want the momentum to help me pull me back. Off the momentum, it's going to spring back, and this is where I need to catch into this springing action. So when we come into the multiple kicks, the rules still apply of kicking through the target, so we're producing power and speed. But off this point, instead of allowing it to bring me back to my base, I'm keeping my body, my hips, my chest, everything facing. So if my target is there, I'm kicking through the target. The target stops me from drawing a full circle with my body. But from there, then, instead of allowing myself to swivel back off this leg, I'm coming into the switch and arm movement, and the rest is a continuation of this switch movement. The big mistake that people do is, because they're so used to kicking through and rebounding back, they don't get the rhythm and the push off the ground to help move that kick. So this is how it shouldn't look. This is if people, when they lose control, they kick the power, they come all the way back, and they lose that, and it's just single kicks over and over and over again. We want to be able to throw the first kick, like so. My hips want to stay facing this way. My arms just snap down as I switch. My chest, my hips are still facing this way. I want to use ground force. What I mean by that is, once I feel that first kick, once I hit that switch, I want to push off the ground. I switch and I push off the ground, and I just keep coming up. So we want to maintain the chest and hips coming through from the turn to face the way I'm kicking, and then I want to control that rebound into a switch. So usually once the rebound comes back, this foot stays there. So the only difference we're going to do now is, as it comes back, I move my left foot forward, I keep my hips facing, and I switch again, and I keep going through this rhythm. So I'm going to do a slow 1, switch, 2, switch, 3, and I keep cycling this arm movement. And we keep going through. So again, to work this as a drill without a pad, without a bag person, or without a bag, sorry, without a person to push off. Again, we don't want to now kick through because you can't hit the second, hit third, hit fourth kick. So this time we will stop in midair because we just want to practice the foot and the arm movement. So I'm swinging it up, and I'm switching, and I slow it down as long as I can. The whole time I'm always going to be my tiptoes, I don't drop my feet. So I'm rotating, my arms swing down or out. From there, stay my tiptoes as long as I can to practice this switch. Now, with the switch, see if you see my feet, I'll put my glasses back on. The big mistake with the switch is, we throw the kick, and then we switch like this. There's no space to move. So we still want a line coming up that center. So when I throw the kick, when I switch, it's still a line here. I'm on my tiptoes so I can push back off. It's hard to stop to want momentum, but ideally sometimes you want to try and practice this movement up. So hopefully you can see my feet, and you see what I'm doing. Again, I come back. Same like we did the single drill where we rotate round. First kick, we're going to rotate round, and then we switch. We swing up, switch, we swing up. Our movement's the same, and it just keeps cycling. And we just keep practicing this movement. If you notice my standing leg, Once I come off the kick, I bend it a little bit then to drive back up to push off the ground. Swing, hips facing, chest facing, arms snapped in position. Switch, arms back, up, switch, push off the ground, up, switch, push off the ground, up. Obviously I'm pushing through hitting through the pads with it. And I'm driving up onto my tiptoes, staying tall. At no point when I do my little kicks should my heels touch the ground. If I do this one, now my feet are so flat it's going to be hard to drive back up. Same thing applies to the left side. So again we go switch, pop up. See there's a line up my centre. I'm not here. I still have this line coming up my centre line when I switch, but I'm same position. I'm just moving my feet into an opposite stance. My hips go in the direction of the kick. My arms rotate around. I swing around. So now my chest, my hips are facing. My opponent's there. My kick's going through. I switch the arms, drive up, switch, drive up. The next drill is this drill is the same as the rotation single drill. I just go halfway and then switch, halfway, switch, halfway, switch, halfway. And it's just practicing it over and over and over. If you have a bag or something you can just very, very lightly touch on, it's good to practice the single kicks and pause to work on your balance, work on your arm movement and my tiptoes, calf endurance. From there then, we can slowly switch and go again and just repeat, 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 repeat. Hopefully these videos helped. Usually in class before I'd have an hour and a half to have more time to teach these things. But with the hour I'm struggling to get the time in, so if there's points I'm seeing that I'm not giving you my information across, you're not getting, I'll try and add some videos. If you've got any questions on these, I'm going to send these in the group chat and send a few of them individually as well. If you have any questions, drop me a WhatsApp and I'll help you as best I can. See you next week.